Welcome, friends. This is Harshad Parekh inviting you to listen to some of my writings on philosophy, religion, psychology, spirituality, education, nature, Krishnamurti. I hope you have a peaceful listening for a few minutes in a good environment. This is audio number 17. Article number 99 is about conditioning. Once a fisherwoman was a guest in a gardener's house. She was asked to sleep in a room full of flowers, but she could not get any sleep there. She was restless and began to fidget about. The gardener called her, "Hello, dear, why aren't you asleep?" The fisherwoman replied, "Oh, I don't know. There are flowers here. The smell keeps me awake. Can't you bring me my fish basket?" She sprinkled a little water in the basket, and when she smelled the fish, she fell fast asleep. Ramakrishna told this joke to Keshav Chandra Sen, the leader of Brahmo Samaj. We get used to the smell of many problems we acquire by unhealthy ways of living. Article number 100. This is about cooperation and transformation. The rainbow, which is made of 7 colors, is beautiful because these colors coexist peacefully. They do not compare and fight among themselves. Human beings too can live happily if they do not fight among themselves just because their skin colors are different or just because their nationality and religions are different. This is the meaning of a song students sing in Sahyadri School Assembly. Each human being is unique and beautiful, and there is an inner richness at the core of their heart. But very few people are able to touch it because of the wrong way human beings have lived for thousands of years. Fear, anger, jealousy, conflicts in relationship need to be watched attentively through non-verbal awareness, which is rare in human beings. Some human beings like Kabir and Mirabai and Buddha and sages of Upanishads were able to touch the treasure buried within their heart. The songs written by them are sung by students of Sahyadri School in morning assemblies. The first sloka in the assembly songbook says, "Let us work together, study together. May our study be enlightening. May we be nourished together." How does it happen that one human being is able to understand clearly how problems are created and is able to free himself from problems created by unnecessary thinking? How does non-verbal awareness come into existence? Nobody knows. There is a song in the old film Anokhi Raat, and this song is also sung in the school assembly, which says something about the mystery of transformation of human mind. This morning I spoke in the school assembly about these things and played 2 recorded songs साथ ही हाथ बढ़ाना from film नया दौर and ओरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में from film अनोखी रात. Article number 101 is very short. It is about resonance. A single flower looks bright and beautiful if the mind which looks at the flower is also bright and beautiful. Then there is a kind of resonance between the observer and the observed. Article number 102 is about a Chinese philosopher called Shin. I have come across an amazing book at the library of Sayadri School Study Center. It is titled The Lost Writings of Shin, Pointers to Non-Duality in 5 volumes. Shin lived in the 4th century BC in China. In simple and short sentences, he expressed what Krishnamurti said in his talks and writings. What Shin said resonates well with what I feel. One can instantly feel the amazing beauty of his writings. Here is a sample of what he wrote. The inherent nature of mind is to process thought. To attempt the cessation of thought goes against what is natural. The goal, therefore, is not the cessation of thought. The goal is cessation of identification with thought. Thoughts intrude like unwelcome guests at a party. Ignored and unfed, they depart. An event becomes an experience through personal involvement. Collecting experiences can be helpful with the daily aspect of life, but it is not the road to happiness. Drop questioning, explaining, and seeking. Rest in what is prior to all mental activity, awareness. Article number 103, it is about boredom. One teacher said, in order to make this subject more interesting, sometimes I show films to my students. They find these films interesting for a few minutes, but then they feel tired and bored. So I ask them, what do they like to do? They like playing some games on the field. So I take them on the field to play games. They enjoy the game for a few minutes and again feel tired and bored. They have many subjects to study, which becomes a big burden, and that creates fear of examinations too. They cannot be attentive for more than few minutes. What can I do? I feel sorry for these students. This is also a major problem for many people in the world. Somehow these students will work hard, pass examinations with good marks, get admission in good colleges, and even earn good money. But will they be free from fear, anxiety, conflicts within and with people around? They may live in good houses and drive expensive cars, but will they live with love, beauty, and creativity every day? This seems to be the greatest challenge in our life. I get opportunity to discuss with students about problems like fear, boredom, anger, conflicts, addictions, etc. But I know that we cannot change people at the deepest level of the mind where problems are created. One needs an ongoing awareness of thoughts, and this cannot be taught. The human mind has a tendency to solve scientific, environmental, social, political, and economical problems. It finds itself difficult to look within and solve problems created by itself through non-verbal awareness. Article number 104. It's about walking meditation. If we are interested in living a peaceful, happy, and creative life every day, it is necessary to find time to relax. We can find our own way to relax. I have found my own way. It is to get up early in the morning, coming out from my room at 6 a.m., look at the sky full of bright stars, walk for about 100 meters, stop for a few seconds, breathe cool fresh air, remember people whom I love, bless everyone who comes to my mind, and continue walking and stopping for about an hour or more. One can do this in the evening too. It is not necessary to read too many books and gather too much knowledge about philosophy and have intellectual dialogues to be happy, healthy, and creative. Article number 105. It is about going round and round. Many years ago, I and a friend saw a little mouse going round and round in a circle. It was trying to catch its own tail, but the tail was short, and so the mouse was caught in this meaningless, futile activity. Many people were standing around the mouse and laughing, but the mouse was not aware of them. Finally, one man touched the mouse, then it ran in a straight line and escaped. This going round and round in a circle of thinking happens to us too, and then we are not aware of the destructive, meaningless activity of thinking. When awareness, which is not the product of thinking, touches the circle of thinking, thinking moves in a state of creative order. How this awareness comes is not known to thinking.